them. They're not extremely athletic.
Do you know how fast arthritis is going to set in on these gamers?
I mean, what Titus O'Neil did wasn't according to script, so that was kind of athletic.
Yeah,
your joints are just going to be
even talking about at this point. What happened to our general plan of action?
Wait a minute! Aren't there professional teams playing?
And NASCAR and wrestling? What is going on?
We'll get to that. I do just want to finish.
Oh, that's right, Dan. You're absolutely right. There are actual professional sports finals being played.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I have a feeling we're going to probably talk about some douche being MVP of the NFL this year.
I mean, perhaps
it was a sports final.
Guaranteeing it.
It was a sports final for Danica Patrick. That's it.
Yeah.
God.
Finally leaving.
So as we find out, Yale ends up winning the Lacrosse National Championship. The game that happened right after the Albany lost to Yale, Duke beat Maryland 13-8. Like I had said, Maryland was overrated. And they showed
a dominant performance, and then the best game was actually probably Yale against Duke. I mean,
it was a very good game. Yale won that 13-11.
Deservingly so. They certainly had to go through the best to be the best, and they did.
And I probably should have done a little bit more research on this because I should. I wasn't planning on bringing this up, but lacrosse is 100% growing in this country. I'm pretty sure next season, University of Utah, and California will both be fielding lacrosse teams.
Utah?
That's kind of insane.
Isn't it? Do you think they're going to be in the Big East with Denver?
Probably. It would only make sense geographically.
Wouldn't it? Like Stony Brook played football in the Big South?
I'm surprised that's... Well, it's not BYU. I'm just saying that's a pretty violent sport for Mormons to participate in.
I mean,
Utah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not BYU.
Play football.
BYU. Everybody plays football.
Siena doesn't.
That's because Siena can't. They don't have enough people willing to be in that program. I'm surprised that they have any teams other than basketball.
They have a lacrosse team.
I know they do. Not a good one.
They're decent for the position they're in.
That's being generous.
I didn't say they were good.
Do they have golf?
Oh, and their basketball team is going to be trash next year. So bad. So bad. You have nobody coming in and everyone leaving. You're going to have to find people at the bus stop.
Are you saying that we should try out for the Siena basketball team?
I could probably make it. I might be the 11th guy off the bench, but they need a body.
You'll be the hack-a-shack guy. Yeah. Just go and punch people.
Yeah, no, I'll get 2 flagrants and get tossed. I don't care. You paying for a semester? I'm good.
All right. So now we do have some professional sports to talk about.
Oh, real sports.
Lacrosse is a real sport.
I mean, I understand, but it's not college. They don't get paid. That's not real.
I mean...
That's an extracurricular activity.
Yeah, okay. Until they get drafted.
But until then, you get nothing and you'll like it.
Yeah, okay.
And now we're going into the NCAA politics. We'll stop right there.
The NBA. The NBA has been absolutely horrible, despite the fact that both series went to Game 7. Be honest, outside of one game where the Cavs and the Celtics played it to a 9-point game where the Celtics got it close to 4. Were these games even any good at all?
No, not really.
No, but I mean the games. I don't know. I feel like the NBA almost did that. They're like, oh, everyone's trash talking. The NBA's not competitive. Both of you guys need to go to Game 7s and then you can win. Okay?
Yeah.
Go out there, make it happen. But I mean, because I remember last week I was sitting here talking about the same thing. What annoys me so much about the NBA playoffs, it's like we're watching it with a predetermined outcome. It's like watching a movie we've seen. No, it's a movie I've seen every single year for the past 3 years.
Well, here comes the 4th installment.
Well, thank God.
So, for those of you who can't piece together what we're saying,
it's like Tremors. Just let it die.
The Warriors and the Cavaliers will be playing in the NBA Finals for the 4th straight year. So I did some digging, research, put some numbers together. So 3-point shots are what were really killing me, what really pissed me off about the Celtics. Because if the Celtics weren't stupid, they'd be in the NBA Finals. All right? So, 3-point shooting, I looked at the numbers. The losing teams, the Celtics and the Rockets, the Celtics were 68 of 217.
That's not very good.
No, that's 31%.
Gross.
From 3-point.
Okay.
Okay? The Rockets were also 31%. They were 87 of 277.
Ugh.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3, and you can't miss 27 in a row in Game 7 and expect to win. So
The Cavaliers were 66 of 206 for 32% from 3.
It's not much better.
It's not, but it's 11 less shots and only 2 less
So
baskets.
suck less.
Yeah, so that's why the Cavaliers were able to,
I'm assuming you have the numbers on the
Stave
Warriors.
off.
to stave off the Celtics. Bad shooting, stupid decisions. And the Warriors only hit 86 3-pointers in 225 attempts for 38%.
So the NBA stands for no buckets allowed.
Basically. But if you look at the reason these teams, the difference between the Celtics and the Cavaliers is every Cavaliers shot was planned or calculated or because someone had an open look. The Celtics, it seemed like anytime anyone who thought about a 3, their fingertip happened to touch a ball, they shot. Like, I can't understand why somebody would jack up a desperation 3 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter with only 4 seconds taken off the shot clock. Why? Why did they do that? Because I'm going to change my position on something. Brad Stevens did not coach those players well. That is an absolute...
He coached them well enough to get there, but he didn't coach them well enough. Again, I don't know. The 3 has become such a thing in NBA where it's like teams are like, well, if we can't keep pace with the 3, then we really have no hope, so we might as well just keep hucking them up.
Yeah.
Because you think back, that with dominant big men, that wouldn't happen. You think back to Wilt, Kareem,
Shaq.
the idea was to get it in low and let them just hammer on the other center and put it in because it's almost a guaranteed 2 points. But now the NBA is like, no, let's make this like Vegas and just gamble on who's going to make the most threes.
That's why we have the 3-point contest.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to see that during a real game.
Well, that's every game now.
Unfortunately, you're right. And it's frustrating because some of us who like sports aren't 8 years old and want to see Steph Curry hit half-court shots every shot. Some of us like to see actually competitive basketball. No offense to Steph Curry. He's obviously extremely talented.
It's a lot like fuel conservation in NASCAR.
What is it with you and NASCAR?
seriously,
He clearly enjoys it. By the way, colleges actually have esports teams, just so you know.
Okay, colleges also have paintball teams.
Not you, Albany.
No.
I know, because I would have played. Because at least that's more of a sport. Those are people shooting at each other.
They also have bowling teams and billiard teams.
I want to play paintball.
Yeah. Bowling's fun.
It is
Billiards
fun.
is fun. So is darts. But you should
I'm not
be
saying it's
drinking
not.
it.
I'm not saying it's not fun.
You should get a team for Albany sponsored by Budweiser.
I'm pretty sure that's not allowed.
Yeah. In bowling, it should be. Anyway, and I kind of, be honest, if we're gonna go back to the NBA, this is kind of the Warriors' fault.
How is it the Warriors' fault?
They became a team that won often and decisively by religiously being a team that hawks up threes. And because of that level of dominance, every team seems to think that that's what they need to do now. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about the last 3 years. And even before they had Durant, they were a team that was built on the 3-ball, and they literally built their team out of obscurity on the 3-ball.
Every game in the Rockets-Warriors series, the Rockets shot more threes than the Warriors did.
I know, but it's the Warriors that created this idea that this is what you need to do to win.
Well, the problem is it's not that they created the idea that this is what you need to do to win. They just found guys who are excellent at shooting the three, who can also drive to the basket, kick it out. They've got multi-talented, multifaceted players. James Harden is a sham.
They have 4 All-Stars on their starting lineup.
Yeah.
In Washington. Or not Washington.
In Oakland.
In Green Bay. Or
Green Bay?
Golden State.
Yeah, that team.
Yes, they do. They do. But Steph Curry can drive to the basket. He's a little more finesse than others. Draymond can hit the three, can hit the mid-range, and he thrives down low. You got Klay Thompson, who can play anywhere you want him to. And you got Kevin Durant, who's comfortable shooting shots from the other team's free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this, and you had that now, but I'm talking about when Klay and Steph were really coming into their own. That's what transformed that team and actually won them championships. And then other teams started to think that they needed to do it to emulate them. That's why you had Houston having Chris Paul and having Harden together. Just Harden doesn't know what... His alphabet is short by one letter, and it's D. Because he doesn't know what it is.
He doesn't play it.
Livingston had made him look like a fool. He crossed him up behind his back, and James Harden was still standing at the blonde sitting in the front row as he was going by him.
If James Harden wins MVP, I am going to write a strongly worded letter to the voters of the NBA because there's no reason...
You thought it should have been Lonzo Ball?
Of course. No. I mean, I understand if LeBron James wins it, whatever. I think it should be Anthony Davis. But
yeah, you're not the only one.
It shouldn't be. It should not be James Harden. I don't know why he's in the conversation. The most valuable player doesn't mean most valuable scorer. All right? There's more to playing basketball than just standing behind the line and shooting threes.
It almost doesn't seem like that's true.
Well, there's a reason why his team who only does that is out and the team that can drive to the basket's in.
Yeah. Cleveland has LeBron. That's the only reason they're there.
We're going to get to that. So let's do that now. Cavaliers, Celtics. My God. The Cavaliers, first of all, if I hear one person who is a LeBron/Cavaliers fan say that, well, the team needs to get LeBron more help. He literally handpicked almost everyone on that team. Literally handpicked them.
Yeah, and then he was like, wow, this Isaiah Thomas guy, he's a douche. Where can we trade him?
And then he handpicked the 2 players that replaced him. All right. He wanted Nance. He wanted Ingram. All right. He wanted Crowder. Sorry they didn't pan out, but they're the people you picked. It's not like the Cavaliers went behind his back and, I don't know, signed Tim Hardaway Jr. for some crazy contract.
What is his obsession
what idiot team would do that?
What's his obsession with J.R. Smith? Doesn't he realize he's garbage?
J.R. Smith isn't garbage. He just doesn't understand that he's a role player.
Yeah, but then he plays like garbage. He went 0 for in a game. He didn't hit a shot. Your points on the court were literally... the point of you being on the court was useless. Useless. The towel boy could have done the same damn thing you did.
Maybe scored.
Maybe. He certainly couldn't have done worse than 0% shooting.
But there were games where J.R. Smith hit some really important shots.
Fine. But it's not... Okay. LeBron James, when he makes up literally that amount of your scoring, there is a problem. You have to... Cleveland is literally relying on him scoring over 40 points a game. And if he doesn't, they will lose. And that's on top of him almost recording a triple-double each night, too.
Yeah.
After a guy's played 30